I'm a British-born Zimbabwean fine artist based in Southeast London, and I'm so happy to be here. So thank you to Hospital Rooms. Thank you for housing me today, and thank you for the Digital Art School for giving me this lovely platform. Wherever you are around the country or around the world, let's get into some art. So I've been practicing art and textiles around 6 years now, and the last 2 years been really focusing on fine art and abstract art particularly. And in the pandemic, actually, I was looking at my own body, looking how it was changing, looking at the movement and seeing how the line of my body was going, and really looking at the figure, the human figure, usually clothed or unclothed, and seeing how the body was moving. And a lot of my work is based around the Black female nude, looking at myself, looking at other figures, and how you can abstract those lines. So that's what we're going to do today. I've brought in some examples of my own work here. So this is what I usually do with my characters. And a lot of the lines you will see are inspired by a very expressive, strong gesture. And a lot of my work is inspired by my two cultural identities of being British and also being from Zimbabwe. So today we're going to be exploring, we're going to have some fun. I want everyone to literally have some self-care moment and not care about the outside world. This is your time to really focus and enjoy the session, and put no pressure on what you're going to make by the end of the session. Honestly, this is about expression, this is about creativity, and it's about doing something just for you. So let's get into it. I have a range of products and materials that I love to use. I have some oil pastels here in a variety of colors, and I have some soft pastels as well. I have some charcoal, lovely sticks over here. I also have some masking tape. We might use it, we might not. And I also have some Pritt stick, which should be in your packs. I also have some figurative, because oil pastels and soft pastels, they move a lot. So we might be using that. But if you don't have that, hairspray is totally 100%. I also have a paintbrush and some gouache. And I also have some colored paper. So I think we should get on with it. And the first thing I love to do when I'm making art is actually to play with the product, to play with the oil pastels, and to play with the soft pastels. So what I would love everyone to start to do is if we can do some mark making. So I've got this purplish soft pastel here. I think I'm going to use the black colored paper. And we're just going to start making these lines. This is about freeing up the hand and understanding the amount of pressure that can be put on a piece of paper. So you can see here, I'm going really lightly around, using the pinpoint of the oil pastel. And then these marks, I was going on the belly of the oil pastel, on the side of it. These are really fun marks, actually, that you can really experiment. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to get another piece of paper. Maybe get this blue, maybe do some round marks. My work is very intuitive and it's not planned at all. So it's really about seeing how you feel in the moment and using those marks. That's a really nice mark. My previous practice, I did textiles at university. So a lot of the patterns and the mark mating does come through, and a lot of my color choices comes through in that. So as you can see, you're using the ball of the oil pastel. So you're playing. I'm going to use another color also. I'm going to do some sharp dots. And these will be the basis of some of our ideas for our final piece. So there we go. So what I would love us to do now is you should have some lovely images in your image pack of all these different poses. And for me, what I love to do is look at the pose, study where I put my hand, how that arm is extending, how that bottom is heavy to the left, whether it's heavy to the right. And what we're going to do now is that we're going to get some white cards or some colored cards. You're going to grab your charcoal and we're going to do some 2-minute quick drawings. So if Jen could give me a time check for a 2-minute situation.
Absolutely, Siphiwe. I'm just getting 2 minutes ready on the stopwatch now. Siphiwe, you can bring into the shot the actual images that you're referring to, just so that we can follow along. That would be amazing. Perfect. So which one is it that you're going to be drawing today?
So today, I think I'm going to draw this young lady in the middle to the right.
Amazing. Great. Hopefully everyone has their materials ready and the images in front of them. I'm going to give you 2 minutes starting now.
So I want you to use your strong hand. My strong hand is my right hand. And you're going to keep that charcoal on that paper. There's a temptation to move, but don't do it. This is about training your eye and your hand and making that connectivity. I'm going to fill in the middle of the figure. What we did earlier about making hard pressure on the paper and making light marks, that's what we're going to do now. How are we doing with time, Jen?
So we have actually got 10 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, the pressure.
And that is 2 minutes, everyone.
There we go. See, that's one drawing. And I found that challenging as well, to keep your charcoal on the page. But it's good because you're getting used to your eye, your hand coordination, and you're letting loose. So we're going to do another piece now, using your less dominant hand, which for me would be my left hand. And I think I'm going to use this pose at the bottom with me crouching down. I think that's going to be my idea. And then I'm going to flow with it. So if we can get, if everyone is ready, let's get 2 minutes on the clock.
Yep, we've got 2 minutes on the clock, Siphiwe, and we're going to start that now.
Perfect. So you've got your head. I'm going to extend the arm. This is about extending the limbs. A resemblance of the figure. But not so accurate. Oh, that is not my left hand. I'm going to carry on with my right hand. You carry on with your left.
So we have had 1 minute, everyone. We've got 1 more minute left on this piece of artwork. Got 30 seconds left, everyone. All right, 3, 2, 1. Stop on that drawing.
There we go. Guys, I low-key cheated because I used my dominant hand. I forgot, but this is why we're going to do another drawing and it's going to be on my less dominant hand. There we go.
And what's really amazing about these Siphiwe is that you're not judging the process at all.
No.
You know, for people that might be a bit more self-conscious or a bit nervous coming to these exercises and thinking, oh, they're not good enough, they don't look like the artists. Do you have any advice for those people?
For me personally, when I'm drawing, to get me out of overthinking, I actually have a lot of music in the room while I'm drawing to get me in the vibe, to get me relaxed. And sometimes I even put a bit of reality TV or or a film on just to tune up my mind and stop myself from overly thinking about the work and actually go into my subconscious. And it can be daunting when you see a white piece of paper, you're not sure, or I might ruin it. But if you take away the element of fear and take away the element of it's gonna be a bad piece, just make work. That's be in the moment and just make work. Because there's no right or there's no wrong.
Fantastic. And just while we've got a second, Siphiwe, I just want to let you know we've got so many people joining us today. Big hello to everyone joining us from Leo Ward. Hi to Marie and everyone in Hertford House in Solihull. Big hello to everyone. Rabia is joining us from London. Hello to Val, Vicky from Wheatfield Unit. Hello to everyone joining us from Scotland. We've got a few people there today. And a big hello to Rebecca, who's joining us all the way from Switzerland. Amazing. Thank you so much. Siphiwe, if we want to crack on with the next activity.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Okay, let's do a less dominant hand. I'm going to actually switch on now. And then we're going to pick another piece of image. We're going to do this left image right here. So Jen, when you're ready.
Okay, we've got another 2 minutes starting on the clock now.
Perfect. So I'm going to grab this arm, extend it. There is no right way. This is about you and the moment and the piece of paper. I'm turning the charcoal. And see now there's a massive line that's come out from that. And I want to do some mark making like we did before. Experiment with some dots.
We've got about 30 seconds left on this drawing, everyone. Ten more seconds. Keep going, everyone. Less dominant hand, remember. And that's 2 minutes for you, Siphiwe.
And there we go. See, for me, that was even challenging because I don't do that on an everyday basis. But I had to let go. And this is so good about letting go and doing things which are challenging that you don't normally do, and testing yourself, but in a fun environment. I can't wait to see everyone else's sketches. So that was my less dominant. And then this one was my right hand. And then this one was my right hand as well. Perfect.
Those are really amazing, Siphiwe, because you can really kind of see the difference and different levels of looseness that you've put into work.
Yeah. And I think with the less dominant hand, I was a little bit stiff because I don't use it all the time. But with my right hand, I was a lot more confident and easy to flow. So that's for me to even get more looser.
Amazing. And just as a time check for you, Siphiwe, and for everyone joining us today, we've got about 25 minutes left of today's workshop.
Perfect. So now, everybody, if you can grab some colored paper, I'm going to grab some black. You can also grab maybe some yellow or some purple, some blue, but I'm going to do the black. And what we're going to do now is that I want everyone to pick out some colors from your oil pastels. I've been feeling the urge to use a lot of blue in my work recently. And I think that's what color we're going to do. So I'd love everyone to pick 3 main colors. I'm going to pick this blue, this pink, and this green. And then what we've done, we've got these images. Have a look at your images, remind yourself of the gestures. But now this is the part where we're actually going to be a lot more intuitive, and we're actually going to be focusing on what our muscle memory is in the moment. So look at your images and then put your images to the side. Pick up 1 oil pastel. And then we're going to start drawing for my memory and for my subconscious. So we're going to do these big lines. A lot of my work recently has been featuring exaggeration of thumbs, exaggeration of feet, and making every line big. I want everyone to feel the space of your piece of paper. If you feel intimidated, let that go and embrace the moment to be messy. Embrace the moment to be big. Make sure you're turning your oil pastel on the side, changing the point and flow in each direction. So I really like that. That blue is really, really nice. And then, I really like that. I'm gonna get this pink. Sometimes I like to half my oil pastels, make them a little bit smaller to handle. And I want everyone just to now just fill in this space. And let the oil pastel dance. I'm going to bring in those circles that we did in our mark making. Bring that in. And then I'm going to bring this green as a highlight. I like that.
So Siphiwe, you're working very kind of intuitively and you're just kind of going on making marks based on feelings. People that might be feeling a little less confident or a bit less unsure on how to kind of put these marks on paper, do you have any kind of tips or advice?
I would say start to play and also start to look at artists who you admire. I have a lot of love for artists like Picasso, and his gestures are very strong. His gestures are very bold. And also Keith Haring, he's a really beautiful and inspiring artist to me. And a lot of his gestures have these marks which show movement and they inspire me as well. So I would say look at artists who you are inspired by, and hopefully that will give you the basis to give it a go. Okay, so we've got a drawing there. I feel like I want to get some white as a highlight. sometimes if I haven't done art in a long time, I actually will call a friend and say, hey, can I come over and do some art with you and have a chat while I'm making work? That like relieves the pressure of it being so serious. So if you can do this with a family member or with a friend and have it as a moment of communion. Okay, to me, that's done. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna spray it with some fixative, or if you don't have fixative at home, you can use hairspray, give it a blast, make sure you have an air vented room because it will get messy and smelly. And then dust that on the floor. And do we have a time check?
We do, Siphiwe. We've got 15 minutes left of today's workshop.
Perfect. Let's do one more drawing. Let's look at these imagery. Let's do maybe something around this one.
And while everyone's on, we're just going to say a quick hello to Sandra, who's joining us from South London, Hayley, who says this is so much fun, we totally agree, Marianne, who says hello from Michigan, and Karen from California. So we've got a really big international audience today. Thank you all so much for joining us, whatever time zone you are in. We hope you are having a fantastic time in this workshop.
For me, the best work comes when I'm working speedily. When I make work and it's over a course of hours or minutes, it's not good. But when I can make those quick decisions and commit to it, that's when I think the work is good. Dust off some of that pastel. I want blue. I feel like I want this one. My hands, they're so messy, I love it.
Just a reminder for everyone that we do have an online gallery on our website. You can visit at hospital-rooms.com. We absolutely love to see your artwork submissions. You can upload those on there. And of course, we will share all of those submissions with Siphiwe as well. And we've just got another hello coming through from Marie and everyone joining us from Lavender Ward. A big hello to you and everyone there. And a huge hello to Snowsfields Adolescent Unit and Fir Park School, who I know will be watching this back on demand.
It's lovely to hear where everyone is tuning in from. It's gorgeous. Go and do some dots. bring out this blue. Okay, so I like this one. So what we're going to do now, we're going to cut them out. Either you can tear your piece of paper with just your hands, or if you have a scissors, you can use a scissors.
So the challenge here will be for how intricate everyone has made their drawings and all the different shapes that you've created. Way of using scissors today. Please feel free to use those if you've got access to them. If not, you can create a really beautiful rough line using tearing by using your hands, as Siphiwe said. And just as a time check, Siphiwe, we've got about 12 minutes left today.
So this does take a little bit of time. But like Jen said, you can actually use your hands for this and create a beautiful artistic line. I'm going to show you how to do now. Oops. And if you decide, actually, I don't want to cut all of the shape, you can do that and leave some areas. It's totally up to you. I don't think I'm going to cut out all of the shape today. I'm going to get that bottom.
Just a reminder for everyone as well, in the last kind of 10 minutes or so while we wrap up the workshop, Siphiwe would absolutely love to answer any questions that you've got. So that might be about her background, her practice as an artist, any questions about materials, just pop those into the chat box or use the Q&A function.
Okay, there we go. So you have this prick stick. If you turn your piece of paper around and put the prick stick on the back of the paper. Oh. And then get a clean piece of paper. For you at home, if you have a white piece of paper, I think that would be the most dynamic background to use. But today I'm going to use the black. I'm going to pop that on top. I'm going to do a background. So if you want to pick a contrasting color, so I've got this pinky reddish main body. I'm going to use this orange.
Siphiwe, while you're filling in that background, we have got some wonderful questions that have come through.
Yeah.
So Carl would like to know, how would Siphiwe display the finished artwork?
I think with my works on paper, I actually love displaying it in a really beautiful frame. You can get like a very cheap frame and it just brings out the piece and makes it special. So yeah, I'd say grab a frame. If you can go to a framer or go to your local homeware shop, there should be some cheap frames there.
And Vicky and everyone joining us from Wheatfield unit today would love to know, Siphiwe, what inspired you to become an artist?
Oh, that's a big question. I would say my mother is actually one of my inspirations, because she actually is an artist herself. So she would get me and my brother to be drawing constantly. And she also had her own fashion business. So she would literally drag us to the factory, and we would spend our times drawing while she was sewing on the machine. So I think my mother and my family are big time artists and creatives. Yeah, I'd say that, my heritage.
Amazing. Thank you, Siphiwe. Barbara has asked, what size paper are you using today?
I'm using A3. I think I like using quite big pieces of paper because the gestures are quite big, and they fill the space, as you can see. So yeah, I would say A3 and anything bigger, but it's totally up to you, because I have experimented with A5 sizes in the past, but yeah, A3.
Brilliant. And Claire has got a question, and this is a really good one, Siphiwe. I can't wait to hear your response to this. If you could draw with any artist, alive or not, who would you most like to spend time with and create art with?
That is a big question. Oh, there's so many. If we're talking about someone who wasn't, I would say Pablo. I need to do a week with Pablo. A week with Pablo in his studio, even if it's just to grab some water, to clean his brushes. I will be there, and to learn from him, because he went through so many styles, and really just made an impact. And also, I think someone who's also no longer here, Carl Opal, he was one of the big players in the Cobra movement. And a lot of my drawings are very childlike and very playful. And him and his gang, they are very much the same vein. So I would love to hang out with them as well. So yeah, some big players there.
Amazing. And we've got a question come through saying, was finding your art style difficult or did it come easy to you?
I would say it was, I wouldn't use the word difficult. I would say it was a journey and it was challenging, because I came out of university doing textiles, with a very narrow-minded way. And then over the years, working with fine artists and getting my own studio, figuring out actually I didn't want to do a fashion-led practice. I actually was a lot more inclined to do an art practice, and actually being in lockdown really suited me. Even though it was a very tough time, it forced me to face myself, and that's where I made my first series of works, sitting with myself and actually just taking what I had in front of me and making work, and then showcasing it on Instagram, showcasing it around my friends, and them saying, oh, I love that, why are you doing that? Oh, I'd love to purchase that. And that's snowballing. But it's that first step, I think, which is so scary, but it's so important, for an artist or any creative. When you start something, there can be so much doubt, but if you just make that first step and do what you can with what you have, I think that is like the best thing you can do. And that's what I did. So, and now I'm here.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Siphiwe. We've got about 5 minutes left of today's workshop. So if you just want to wrap up on your artwork, and if you've got any kind of final tips for us, that would be absolutely fantastic.
If everyone also, what's important, so this piece is finished. I want everyone to write their names at the bottom of their pieces, because for me, ownership is very important. And you should be proud of your work. Whether you feel like the work is successful, it doesn't matter. You made the work, we made this work in 45 minutes. We learned so much. Take ownership of this, because this is yours. This is your identity. This is your experimentation. And this is how you felt in the moment. This body is moving. This body is alive. There's so much in this piece. And I'm going to remember this day for a very long time. So thank you so much, guys. I really had such a great time today.
Thank you so much, Siphiwe, and a huge thank you on behalf of Hospital Rooms for such an amazing workshop today. I had no idea you could create so many different marks using just one material. So that's been a real amazing lesson for me. And I can't wait to see everyone's artworks that get submitted. And thank you all for your lovely questions and comments. It's always so brilliant to have you all with us live on a Thursday. So it's time now to launch our end of workshop poll. So if you could all please indicate on your screen how you found the workshop today, this will really help us to grow and improve the Digital Art School through 2022 and beyond. So I will just let that poll run through to the end of the session. It should be appearing on your screens now. Fantastic. Thanks so much for answering that, everyone. So if you're still here with us, I'd really like to share with you all the story of Hospital Rooms and how the workshop today has come about. So we are a London-based arts and mental health charity, and we transform inpatient NHS mental health units with extraordinary art. The Digital Art School is hugely important to us as it allows us to build a community where we can join together globally and feel part of something really special. You can find the library of our past projects and all of the previous Digital Art School workshops on our YouTube channel, where you'll find a variety of original sessions with leading artists such as Siphiwe today. From painting with sound to negative space drawing, block printing, and so many more in between, please do have a look and subscribe to our channel. We also have a Digital Art School newsletter, which keeps you informed of the upcoming workshops we have, the materials you'll need for them, along with any PDF downloads you might need for the session. You can sign up for that at hospital-rooms.com. We really love, as I've kind of said several times today, when you share your artworks with us by uploading to our online gallery. You can submit those using your name, or you can stay anonymous. If you've created a drawing today, either joining us live or watching this back on demand, we'd really love to see them. We will be back on May the 5th for a brand new term of workshops, including textile block printing, glitter paper weaving, collaging, flag designing, and so many more. Don't forget to register for those on our website. So from myself and everyone on the Hospital Rooms team, thank you all so much for joining us today. Another big thank you to our exceptional artist, Siphiwe Mnguni, for a brilliant workshop. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the sunshine, and we'll see you all again in a month's time.